Hi, I'm Mya Kelley and this is my degree show. In this video, I'd like to take you along the journey from start to finish of creating my degree show installation. So to begin with, I start with some visualization, creating small models of what I think my work could look like using plasticine, and I take that into Procreate, and I made a rough design of where some pieces would be, but everything kind of changed after this. Then I head over to the metal workshop to make the bases for my work. I use threaded bar for the central pieces that is welded on to small metal plates such as this one. This acts as an almost skeleton to my work. Once all of my metal skeletons are finished, I go back to the studio and I cut out secondhand or recycled polystyrene sheets, and this is what the work will sit on. I have found this the most effective way to keep the weight down so that the work can be suspended either in the air or on the wall. As a textile artist, I aim to create immersive environments with my work. They focus on the sculptural qualities of textiles, its ability to shift and bend and transform while re-contextualising textiles, not as a craft but a medium equal to fine art. Once the polystyrene pieces are threaded onto the metal work, I take expandable foam and cover in all the gaps to create an almost smooth surface to work on. I like this method as it allows me to control the shape and the organic flow of the material over the top of it. My degree show aims to focus on our visual and haptic experiences, aiming to question the relegation of textiles to merely ornamental and decorative objects. My installation has been made using a variety of techniques, and here you can see that I'm using the knitting workshop. By using machine knitting, I'm able to get quick outcomes that I can put on my work that also look beautiful, and using a range of colours. By using both hand and machine-made pieces, I aim to prompt a reconsideration of the value of crafts. I aim to highlight the notion of craftsmanship, specifically the time-consuming nature of textile practices and the sourcing of sustainable materials. For context, this is what the machine sounds like. It can get very loud in the workshop, but it's definitely been an area that I've enjoyed exploring over this semester with the help of Mary, the technical tutor. And again, the overlocking machine is also really loud. An example of one of my handmade techniques is wet felting. This is a process in which you bind together fibres to create the shapes that you want, and these go on top of my work. Here I can show you that I'm covering a ping pong ball in some material, and this goes into some tights that are rubbed with water and soap to create the shapes. My intuitive use of textile processes and materials is at the forefront of my creative decision-making. The work is ambiguous and dynamic. Instead of focusing on representation and realism, the appearance of my sculptures are open to interpretation. Here I'm revealing one of the felted pieces that I've made and a collection of those that are on my work. These create extra dimension and form, taking my work from flat to three-dimensional, entering the space. The next process that I'm showing you is tufting. This is a process that I started with in second year by hand and have invested in my own equipment since then. This is a machine that feeds yarn through a needle that pierces the fabric and then cuts it on the other side. This is a very fast and easy process, and I'm able to create lots of dynamic shapes that go onto my pieces. Once I've completed the tufted frames using lots of different colours, I seal the back with glue so they don't fall out. This creates a sturdy and rigid base. As previously mentioned, all of my materials are sourced from second-hand. This may be from car boot sales, charity shops or Facebook Marketplace. All of the yarn that you see that I've used has not been bought first-hand. By using second-hand materials, I seek to create sculptures that use familiarity to both resonate with the viewer and offer new ways of perceiving materials. Through this, I hope to encourage a renewed sensibility to textiles, texture and forms that exist in the everyday. My final handmade technique is crochet. This is one that I've been able to teach myself and it allows me to create lots of shapes, such as circles, spirals and ribbing. I use these pieces to fill in any extra gaps. This can be quite a lengthy process as it is all made by hand, but I find it very exciting to explore shapes and texture through this method. I also use wire to create bends and forms that come out of the sculptures to create an area of intrigue. Yes, I crochet everywhere, it doesn't leave my hands. Once the forms are made, I cover them with fabric to allow the pieces to stick to them. Here are some examples of my process as they go from start to finish. They look very rough at the beginning, but once they come together, you wouldn't even be able to tell what's underneath them. My installation creates an environment in which the viewers can explore the scale and intricacies of each piece, creating a space where intrigue and curiosity is experienced. Once all of my pieces were completed, it was time to move into my degree show space. Here is me painting the walls and the floor. My work reflects myself and my passions, demonstrating a playful exploration of textiles and their misunderstood perceptions. My installation creates a reciprocal exchange between the work and the viewer, whereby the work affects the viewer and the viewer's interaction with the work shapes its effect. Through curation, my sculptures exist not as inanimate pieces of art, but entities that have effect as people do. Here you can see me and Heather putting up some of the work, and it does take a while to get the bars threaded onto. Once all of my pieces were completed, it was time for the final event. Putting my name up on the wall has meant that 5 years at Loughborough is over. It's been an incredible time, and I can't wait to see what happens next. Come to the degree show from the 14th to the 18th of June to see my work in person. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.